Okay, so normally on New Year's Day, I would get invited to my mother's house, and my mother would make stracciatella soup, which you might know as Italian wedding soup. So my mom didn't invite me over on New Year's Day, so I didn't get my stracciatella soup, and it's January 3rd already. So I just made some vegetable stock. Check out that video. And now I'm going to show you how I make my stracciatella soup, my Italian wedding soup. We're going to start with making baby meatballs. So let's start. Okay, so let's make our meatballs. I have 500 grams of minced meat, beef. I'm going to add breadcrumbs, and I'm just eyeballing it. Sorry, I can't tell you the amount. 2 large eggs. I don't know why that cracked like that, but there's one. Here's the other one. Okay, some salt. I got some new salt and pepper shakers for Christmas, courtesy of my daughter. She didn't like the one I had. So some salt and pepper. Pepper doesn't come out as easy, but and then I have fresh frozen parsley. So this is a way to save your parsley in the winter when you have an abundance of it. In the summer, just kind of shred it. And usually it's easy to come out. I'm just trying to get some parsley. There we go. Some parsley will taste better than the dry when you do it like this. If you want, you can just do it into cubes. That might be easier. And then just put the cubes in a bag. That should be enough parsley. And I'm going to add a fresh garlic to it. So I just kind of cut it like this. And then I cut it like this. And then I just make little cubes like this. If you don't like chunks, you can always just like kind of grate it and put it in, but I don't have one of those fancy little graters, or I don't have a garlic press either. Oops, that's a big chunk. I'll pick that up and cut it up some more. But you could go ahead and do that. You could use garlic powder if you like, but we're using fresh. This is from my dad's garden. So actually this is the last piece that I have. I'm going to have to go and ask him for more. Okay, so it's all in there. It's all seasoned. What you're going to do now is you're going to take your hand and you're going to combine it all together like that. Okay, so you can see it's all nicely mixed. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start forming little meatballs. Just like that. And put them on my baking sheet. So I'm just going to continue doing this till all the meat's used up. Okay, here are the meatballs. They're going into a preheated 400-degree oven until they're nice and toasty and brown. Okay, let's start making the straccia part. So I'm using spinach. This is frozen spinach that's been chopped, finely chopped. So we're going to season it. Cracked black pepper. Really want to season this. This is going to give it some nice flavor. I'm going to go in with some salt. And I'm going to start off with 6 eggs. This recipe is not for the faint of heart. So 6 eggs. 2 shell. Still on my finger. 3, get off me. 4. Tell you, I'm out of sorts, man. 5 and 6. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take my fork and I'm just going to kind of incorporate it in. And then we're going to add our next ingredient, which is grated cheese. Look how beautiful that looks already. So this is what it looks like with just the egg. So now I'm going to start adding my cheese. I'm going to start off with that much. And I buy my cheese in bulk. And you're just going to mix it all together. Get those lumps out. I keep mine in the freezer so it stays fresh and it doesn't go moldy because of the moisture. You're just going to keep mixing that in. And I can tell that's not enough cheese because that's not what it's supposed to look like. I'm going to make sure I get all those big chunks though broken up. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more cheese to that. Okay, so I had to change phones because apparently my iPhone is full and they want me to pay for more storage and I refuse to because why should they have my money? So I'm going to add more cheese to my mixture. I'm going to break this up with my hand. It's easier that way. My hands are clean, by the way. And I'm going to continue mixing it. So if the video quality is different, the coloring is different, you know why. Because Apple wants to ruin my life. Because they want me to spend money so I can have more storage. And I don't know how many more things I can delete off my phone at this point. I think I have less on it now than when I first got the phone. So I think it's a crock of shit that they want that. Anyways, I digress. This is looking pretty good. I'm going to add just a little bit more. There's a big chunk there. I'm going to break that with my hand too. And I'm going to continue mixing that in. That looks good. This is ready. So my meatballs are cooked. I'm just going to put them in here. So if there's any excess grease, it could just drain. See how nice and toasty they are? I'm just gonna put them in here. Come on, let's go. Get in. Okay, we're going to drain any excess oil. Get in there. Okay, my vegetable broth has come up for a boil. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to drop in this egg cheese mixture. And it's going to cook in the broth. And that again is what's called the stracch part. And it's splashing all over me. So this is the stracch part of our Italian wedding soup. I want to get all that goodness in there. No waste. And we're going to let that come back up for a boil. Because we want it to cook. I'm going to give it a stir. And that's what it looks like. You want to make sure that egg cooks. Smells delicious. So let that come back up for a boil. We're going to cover it again. Let's come back up for a boil. It smells delicious. It looks good. So the next thing we need to do is throw our meatballs into there. Okay, everybody in the pool. And that's how we make our Italian wedding soup, our stracciatella. Doesn't that look good? Would you like a bowl? Until next time, eat your soup.